What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the interview section that we have got going on every, Friday or every second Friday before the real fight night starts at HeroesHearth Warcraft 3. We're doing a little bit of a short interview so we get to know the players and, most importantly, the challengers for the reigning champions of the fight night. And this time with me is none other than Effect from Sweden, and as we talked about earlier already in the short discussion that we had, he's out for revenge to avenge his Swedish brother Starshaped. Man, Effect, how are you doing? Please feel free to introduce yourself to the community and tell us a little bit something about yourself.
All right. Well, I'm Effect from Sweden. I know maybe some of you know me from before. I've actually played Warcraft for quite a while, for since 2003.
Mm-hmm.
And then I took a break. Well, I stopped at 2010 when StarCraft 2 came out, and I came back in 2016. So I've been playing since then.
That's awesome.
And,
so you tried to go pro in StarCraft 2 as well?
Yeah, I did. I took a crack at it, but it didn't go too well.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's actually a cool phenomenon that we can observe. A lot of former or current StarCraft 2 players coming back to Warcraft 3. We have, especially from Sweden, I think we have people like Thorzane, some of your other teammates. We have Nightend that was participating 2 weeks ago in Fight Night as well. So a lot of former StarCraft 2 or StarCraft names are coming back. So that's good to see.
Yeah, it's great to see, because they are former Warcraft 3 players who switched to StarCraft, and it seems like they're basically coming home to the original game. It's quite nice to see that the old school is still playing.
Yeah, that goes for casters too. We have Rotterdam and Todd casting. It's like this on and off relationship between the different RTS games, so that's really cool. But man, Effect, tell us more about the human race and your style, your take on it, because humans are finally back with the fight night. It's going to be one of my favorite matchups, orc versus human. So describe your style and what makes you a little bit different and special from other human players.
Right. Well, I think I would say my strength is, I wouldn't say that I have a typical like something special that I'm particularly good at. I think overall I'm quite solid on all aspects, and I think this format could be quite good for me, since I would say I'm quite versatile in my style. I could adapt to situation pretty easily. But we'll see how Hitman fares.
Yeah, Hitman looked really good when he played against your countryman Starshaped. Grubby and I were really surprised to see him play that strong. Yeah. Against Nightend, on the other hand, I think 2 weeks ago he showed a couple of signs of weaknesses. He wasn't really happy with his performance, I think. And, I caught him in Grubby's stream, and he said that human is actually not his favorite matchup, and he feels a little bit uncomfortable in that. And let's actually move on to the matchup itself, orc versus human or human versus orc. What are your general thoughts about the current state of this matchup? Do you agree with some of the orc players that are like, oh, human is too strong? Some things about human, like sorceresses, the slows, it's just too strong against orc, or do you disagree?
Well, I think there's some merit to it. I think we see the tournament results. Usually the humans are favored. I think it's with a new patch, the new rifleman, and I think human has a lot of different strategies they can go for, and orc is quite stuck in, and they haven't really made up their minds on what strategy works the best. Like sometimes they do Farseer with shamans and sometimes a blade master. I know if time is what is needed to figure out the matchup more, but at the moment I think, as you said, probably human is a bit favored right now.
Yeah, I think orcs are in the situation where maybe the first time in a long while where they're so dependent on the Shadow Hunter, I think. If the Shadow Hunter doesn't do well, if he doesn't get creeping going on, maybe doesn't find the right items, it's looking rather grim for them. And human, on the other hand, has been reliant on the Archmage for such a long time. Do you think that's still like super set in stone, or because you mentioned human being a little bit more flexible now?
Well, we'll see more and more. I think it also depends on the maps, but we'll see more and more MK first, for example, on some maps. And also for Orc, we have seen quite a bit more Tower and Chieftain, I feel like. Especially with a new style, with a new rifle style, I feel like we're seeing more and more Tower and Chieftain with Stomp. And so there's some changes, I think, but still quite up in the air. Let's say what's actually each the best strategy. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and I like that stage of Warcraft 3 that we have because, as you said, so much is up in the air. A lot of players, a lot of races haven't really found the ultimate way of playing. So that's really
Yeah.
cool. So,
Yeah.
Effect, what is your opinion on Hitman, the reigning champion? Beat 2 players. First, it was Star-Shaped, then it was Night End. Any thoughts about him? Have you met before in the ladder, maybe?
Yeah, we played a bit on NetEase.
Mhm.
I know he's a big fan of his Blade Master and he's very good with it. So hopefully he won't get too many claws. But we'll see from, I think, show some real strength versus Star Shaped and also versus Nighten. I think very impressive. I actually thought he would lose versus Nighten, but he
Mhm.
won that. So that was impressive. So that's I've heard he's not that confident versus human. So hopefully that is to my favor. But
Yeah.
we'll see.
Absolutely. Okay, I think we've got a really good, solid first impression of you and your opinions towards the matchup. So we've come towards the shoutouts. Feel free to drop some shoutouts. Anyone else you want to greet, or maybe some final words to your upcoming opponent, Hitman.
Well, I have to shout out my team, Team Soviet War Elites, and also to check out the final on Sunday for Warcraft 3 Info League.
Yeah.
Where Sweden versus Oceanus. It's gonna be quite an epic final. So
where
check
can
that
people
out.
catch that? Can you give a shout out to?
I think Back to Warcraft is gonna.
I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, check that out basically.
Awesome. And don't forget to check out the upcoming Heroes Hearth Fight Night as well, guys. It's going to be
That's
this
right.
Friday, taking place at 1:30 a.m. in the morning for Central Europeans or most Europeans out there. If you're in NA, of course, that's prime time for you, early in the evening. So yeah, twitch.tv/HeroesHearth. Don't want to be missing out, basically. And if you can make it for whatever reason, you still have the YouTubes. We're going to be uploading the VOD as quickly as possible so you can catch all the action after all. For now, thank you very much for your attention, Effect. It was great to have you. Great to talk to you.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
we'll be seeing you on Friday, guys. Peace.